when we talk about self-defense on the street, just your general awareness, who's next to you, your eyes, ears, brain. Does something sound weird? Does it feel weird? You talk about women's intuition for a reason. You guys are even more sensitive than us a lot of times to just a situation not feeling right. So that's your first line of defense. Then obviously as you get further along, if you see something that looks like a specific threat, that's kind of where you get to the next level of self-defense. I see something that I'm specifically concerned with, a person approaching me in a parking lot, something, I feel like something, my car light's on, it shouldn't be, that kind of thing, where you start to go through a specific scenario of how am I going to get out of this, and whether it's using your phone, calling somebody, going somewhere else, that kind of thing. Once we get into an actual potential altercation where I have a specific threat that's close, then everybody has heard about a fight or flight response. All right, you either fight or you want to run away, and there are certain physiological responses that your body will go through when you get in that situation. There's an adrenaline dump that causes you to have a lot more energy. You get jittery, maybe get like a cold sweat almost. You can get tunnel vision. You breathe shallower and more rapidly. And so these are just things to be aware of as we go through this that could happen. The more familiar we are with any situation, even if it's just something that we played over in our mind once or twice before, just thought it through. What if someone tried to get in my house? What if sitting at a stoplight someone approached me in my car? What would I do? Even if it's just something you've thought through a couple times, that little bit of familiarity helps mitigate that fight or flight response and just push it down a little bit to allow you to think clearly and rationally through any kind of situation like that. Because we just want to work on managing. We don't want to freeze. It's when we freeze and we don't make a decision, generally any decision is better than just freezing and shutting down. And there are plenty of examples that we have seen in video, in FBI stats, of people just freezing. We've seen a video of a young lady, 11 or 12, walking home from school. She's cutting through a car wash, and a man comes alongside her and just kind of grabs her by the arm and just leads her off. And she doesn't fight. She's terrified, but she just kind of goes because she's scared and frozen. And on the flip side, there's a news story we had from just a couple years ago of two children walking home from school again. A man in a truck approached them, tried to pull them into the truck, and they fought. They're little kid. They were 8 and 10, I think, but they didn't just go with him. They fought. He was like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm going looking for an easy victim. Statistically, people are looking for an easy victim. Someone who's not aware of their surroundings. They've got their head down. You ever walk up from the store and you're texting on your phone? Maybe you're looking in your bag, seeing what you bought, looking through your stuff, making sure you got everything. You get in your car and then you sit there and you fiddle with the radio and you get your phone out and you check Facebook and whatever before you lock the doors. So people are looking for an easy victim. They're also looking for someone who looks unsure of themselves, who's nervous, who has the body language, the posture of just kind of, I don't look like I can do myself or whatever. One of the easiest things to talk about, if someone was ever actually approaching you, someone you were nervous about, instead of change sides of the street, actually make eye contact with them. Let them know that you saw them. They want someone, they can sneak up behind you, that's better for them, but let them know that you saw them, make eye contact. All right? So we're going to break up into partners and do a couple different things. So if you would, find a partner for me, a friend if you've got one. If you need help finding a partner, we'll find you one. And just kind of spread out throughout this, and we're going to do a couple different techniques and stuff and play these games. So grab a partner real quick, spread out.
Art, I'm Bianca. Nice to meet you.
I told her I'm just going to be scared of her.
You don't have to be scared. This is the class where you learn how to not be scared of her.
We got a partner.
She's so terrifying.
Good. All right, so what the first thing we're going to do is we want to assume a stance that is helpful. You see, if I look like this, we don't want to be like this. If my hands are up like this, what does it mean? I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. I'm just as prepared. All right, my hands, my body, I've turned my body, I've created a little bit of space. All right, if I get to a situation where I have to defend myself from a person who's attacking me, I need space. You can't reach me, you can't hurt me. For now. All right? So I turn my body, my hands are up, they're open. This means I don't want to fight. We're going to start there. The first thing we're going to play with is a concept we call unbendable arms. Miss Nikki, can I borrow you? All right, so if Miss Nikki, if she holds her arm up at a 90-degree angle, everybody remembers high school geometry, right? 90-degree angle, or less, right? And I just push on it. Go ahead, don't let me push your arm close, okay? All right. All right, but if she goes just a little more than 90 degrees, all right? So, and I'll 2 seconds for the geometry buff, all right? And don't let me push it, okay? Did I get any closer to her? No. I mean, I moved her, but I didn't get any closer to her. All right? So with your partner, play with that. All right? Hold your arm out a little bit greater than 90. And be
real quick before, if you're doing this, don't have this in front of your face, please. So make sure it goes to the side.
So that's, we call that unbendable arm. Mr. So what we're going to do now, our goal when we get into an altercation is to defend. So we want to stop the attack. We want to stop whatever's happening. If I was surprised, I want that to stop. I want to stun the person. So this is where we're going to get into a few different strikes and techniques. And then I want to run away. Right? I don't want to stand there. All right, so I don't want to admire my work. If this was a serious situation, I stunned the person enough to run away. All right, so we're gonna do a few techniques here in just a second on the targets with each other. Real quick though, what targets come to mind? What would you hit? Where would you hit somebody? Somebody tell me. All right, just shout it out. The groin. All right. The neck. All right. The knees, the bridge of the foot. All right. I like all of those. But one thing I want to take 2 seconds to dispel is the myth that if you hit a man in the groin, it will be the end of the fight. All right. All the guys here can tell you if you get hit there, it hurts really bad. But if you're angry, it will not be the end. So please just don't count on that to be the end of the fight. Now, a knee to the side of the leg hurts almost as bad. We'll go back to knees. All right. So, a couple different targets. We're going to go ahead and pass these out real quick. But before I do, remember the rule. The rule when you're working with a partner, and this is for safety, is do unto others as you would have them do to you. Only go as comfortable and only go as hard or as fast as the least comfortable partner is. All right. Let your partner dictate the speed or the pace or the power or anything that we're doing. All right. What? All right. Alright, the very first strike that we're going to use, I'll get a few more out. The very first strike we do, either hand in here for this situation, we're not going to punch the closed fist. Alright? If you do that on the street, even if you've had years of training and you punch someone in the face, there's a good chance you're going to break your hand. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep our hands safe. We don't want to get a cut on somebody's mouth. It's really gross. All kinds of diseases. So So we're not gonna punch, right? We're gonna do what's called a hammer fist for starters. Close your hand nice and tight, and you're gonna swing it just like a hammer. So for starters, you can hold the pad down here. You can do it with the back hand, the front hand. You can even do it at an angle. So you're gonna have your partner hold the pad in different ways, and I want you to try to hit it any way you can with the bottom of your fist. All right, so your partner is gonna hold it a couple different times. You can hit it a couple different ways, and then just pick a different, hold it in a different spot. All right, you can hold it down, right? You can hold it the other way. Be careful, don't hold it like this with your partner with your elbow out. Don't let it hit your elbow locking out, right? But you can hit outward that way as well. So try to have a couple different times with a hammer fist. The reason we choose a hammer fist, you can feel it. You can do this. You guys can probably bang on a door like that as hard as you want it, right? Right? And it doesn't hurt. So we're going to use a hammer fist and just play with that a couple many different angles if you can. Do it for just 20, 30 seconds, then we're going to switch partners. I'll tell you when to switch, all right? Try it.
Whatever's comfortable for them.
Switch with your partner, the other switch. Try it different. Let your partner hold the pad. Techniques, and then we're going to put into use in a couple different defense situations. Alright, so we did a hammer fist. The other thing we're going to play with is called palm heel. So instead of keeping my hand closed where it's a hard target and where I can roll my wrist, I'm going to open my hand just like I'm going to high five someone right in the face. Right? So you just with palm heel, sometimes doesn't have quite as much power, right, as the hammer fist does. Just naturally, it's easy for anybody who's never done anything before to get some power behind that. The palm heel does it, but what the palm heel is nice is in the face because your fingers go in their eyes. And ladies that have fingernails can use a DNA sample, which is important. All right. So try the palm heel, just like front hand, back hand. All right. It could be downward if you needed to, like if they were bent over, it could be downward. Right? It could be around too, still. All right. Like it could be a slap, almost. Just open hand and slap. So open hand and strike. All right. Play with that, different angles, whatever you want.
Now I feel like I'm going
right, we're gonna get a little more technical this time. All right, so you guys, honestly, in a self-defense situation, anything goes. Rule number 1 is win. Rule number 2 is cheat. So anything, I mean, you can buy them, if you can scratch them, I mean, anything goes. But there's a couple basic techniques. So now we're gonna move kind of up the chain. So we've got our arms, they reach a little bit further, but sometimes we end up really close. Somehow, we end up really close. Miss Nikki would have a hard time hitting you really hard from this close, right? With a palm here, that's what we've done. So we're gonna do an elbow strike. All right, for this stretch, for this elbow, I want to hit with more of my forearm and not so much the point of my elbow across there. And I'm just trying to almost pull my hand into my chest, kind of rotate my body into it. So I'm going to hit that way. She switches directions. I can hit with the other arm. This way, it can go down. You rest at the end. So you can go down. You can even go up with your elbow. So you have a lot of different angles with your elbow across. You can go back if you missed. This, go back, all right? You can go up to the side, you can go straight back, there you go, and go back. So a lot of different angles with your elbow, that's what's really nice. And it's nice if we did get too close, all right? I can use that elbow to create some more space. So I have a cross, back and forth, up and down, and then back to the side there. So there are a couple different angles with your elbow. Both hands, if you can, take turns back and forth, all right? So you do have a lot of targets with that elbow. You can go to the neck, the face, obviously anything there is good. We were talking a little bit of targets. Anything on the center line of the body, the solar plexus right here is really good. I mean, I don't know if that shoulder, shoulder, the stomach may not be too bad, but the eyes are great. If you can get your fingers in their eyes, they can't see, they can't fight. I don't care how strong you are, you can't really work out your eyelids. So if you can jab your fingers in their eyes, it works out really well for you. The last technique that we're going to actually do real quick, who's got my don't worry. She's good. All right. You can hold this. You can put that hand just right there. Like that. All right. We're gonna just do a couple of knees. All right. So with the knee, all right, you guys pretty much knows you're just bringing your knee, swinging it straight up. All right. From there, straight up. Again, this it doesn't matter if it hits them in the groin, if it hits them in the side of the thigh. I mean, probably everybody's banging into a table or something with the side of the leg. It hurts really bad. Hit it hard enough. The leg just doesn't work. All right. If I can get your leg to not work, it doesn't matter how mad you are, how much you don't feel pain, you can't chase it. So if I get the side of the leg, anything, and just throw the knee, and whatever you hit, you hit. Just throw it a bunch of times. So you can throw it, you can use the same leg, right? There, switch legs, up, just throw a couple different ones. If you want, if you were really mean, grab your partner, ah! Right, there, right. So just try it with both legs. I mean, you want to get fast. So try that real quick. You don't have to skip.
That's right. You take it back on some of your class now,
So the only other technique that we're not going to be able to do, there's just not an easy way to cover it here, but that you guys could use easily on the street is low kicks. When we get into some of the techniques in just a minute, we're going to talk about a distractor. If the person you are attacking, or even as you go home and you try to tell your husband or your brother or your boyfriend or whatever, he's really, really strong, and we start doing some of these techniques that he's grabbing me or whatever, we're going to end up in tug of war. And who wins in tug of war? The strongest, the biggest person. All right? So I need something to help me out. I need him to not think about this. So we get to distractors. We've used a lot of leg kicks. You can use anything. So you guys know, I mean, a kick to the shin, you bang the shin. I mean, you guys, a lot of you guys have weapons that you wear on your feet all the time. Right in the shin, you can rake down the shin. You can just straight up kick to the inside of the leg. I mean, everybody, if you've ever kicked a soccer ball, it's just like a soccer ball. All right. So anything there, even the stomp, I mean, you got heels on to the top of the foot. So all that's a distractor. It's harder to practice, but be aware of that. All right. So the first little technique that we're gonna do, you can set the pads down and just kind of set them off to the side. I'll borrow you, Mr. White. Sure. We'll do both sides. We'll start with you. Gonna punch from this side, actually. So we're gonna do off. This could be a grab. This could be a punch. This could be anything. Out of curiosity, as ladies, are you more worried about somebody hitting you or grabbing you?
Grabbing.
Okay, that's what I would assume. So, and most times that's what it is. For women, it's grab. For men, it's hit. All right. So Mr. White, he's just gonna kind of reach out with this hand, all right? And we're gonna use the unbendable arms that we did earlier, all right? That we were playing with. We're gonna use that technique. I'm gonna dive into his. Okay. Go this way. So use that hand for now, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of dive into him. Both hands up here, all right? These I don't want less than 90. If I get in here, he wins. I want to be out here. Again, I'm just trying to create my space. All right, this hand could be the shoulder. This hand could be